Hi guys, it is Court and Shaz coming at you today with a little bit of a Mat Pilates sesh, a little something different for you at home. So what we're going to focus on today is getting into our posterior chain. So that's our glutes, our hamstrings, our quads, basically everything that keeps us upright. And we'll also get into the core and the obliques, which I love. So, yes I do. Okay, so we're going to start with a little bit of lateral flexion, so a little bit of a side stretch. So we're going to anchor down the right hand and just take the left hand overhead and just extending through that side body. Just allowing the left fingers to drape over, spinning the heart to sky. And then slowly coming back up and taking it over to the opposite side when you're ready. You don't need to rush this movement. And maybe closing down the eyes if that feels good. And let's just take 2 more rounds on either side. And just tuning in with your natural state of breath here. Just allowing it to intertwine with the movement. 1 more round on either side. And then we'll meet back in center once you've completed your final round. And then coming back to stillness. So we're going to go into another stretch called mermaid. So we'll take our right shin parallel to the front of the mat. So we're in a zigzag shape. So we've got a 90 degree angle. So we'll take the right hand anchored down by our right thigh once again. Very similar movement, only this time I want you to concentrate on making sure that left butt cheek is anchored down. It's going to have a tendency to want to lift here. So we're almost working in opposition of the side body. Just feeling that nice little stretch. And then we'll go over to the opposite side. And this is just a really nice way to start your practice and even end your practice. And just taking it as slowly as you need to. And if you need to pause on one side, if that feels good, please do so. And then we'll meet back in center. And it's just a simple switcheroo of the legs here. So this time it's the left shin that's in front. So just making sure that your sitting bones are equally distributed. And then we'll go into our mermaid on the opposite side. So we'll anchor down at the left hand and take the right hand up overhead, making sure that right butt cheek is pulling down towards the earth. You can have a bend in that left elbow if you need. And over to the other side. 1 more round on either side. And slowly coming back through center. All right, before we get more vigorous in our movement for our Pilates sesh, we are going to work with what we call a Pilates breath today. So basically that is that we're going to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth, but through pursed lips. So it's a So we always exhale on exertion when it's in Pilates. Normally in the yoga practice, I always encourage breathing in and out through the nose. However, in Pilates, we do the exhale through the mouth. So if you want to take a few rounds at home just to get used to that rhythm of breath, and throughout the practice, you'll become more familiar. Inhale through the nose. One more round. And that should just feel really nice and calming as well. So without further ado, we'll get up to a standing position. Just make sure that your feet are hip width distance, so you can be standing at the top of the mat. However, Sharon and I are going to be facing you guys, and we're going to start with a squat sequence. So just make sure you've got your nice vertic neutral. So you've got the head over the heart over the hips, elongating through the spine. And we are going to go into a parallel squat for 16 counts. So on the inhale breath, we'll come into our squat, and on the exhale, we'll come up. So let's go for 16. 13. Don't worry guys, I'm remembering to count. Halfway, you've got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, we're going to hold at the bottom, and you can keep your hands out long, or you can take it into a prayer position, and we are going to pulse for 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and we're going to hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello legs. Do we want to do it one more time? I think so. So it's really important, guys, to keep that nice vertic neutral, and just make sure that when you do come down in your squat, you are anchoring through all 4 corners of the feet, and your thighs are parallel to the earth. So the knees and the hips are trying to be in alignment as much as they can, drawing the knees together. Whew. All right, let's go. Inhale, exhale to rise. We've got 10, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, hold on the next one. Take the hands to prayer if you need to. Sitting bones roll under, and we're going to pulse for 16, 14, 12, almost forgot how to count, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1, and hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, can you go a little deeper, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. And that is done. Okay, we can go home now. All right, guys, we're going to come into a 4-point kneeling position now. So for those of you at home that are unfamiliar with cat-cows, which I'm sure most of you would be by now, we want to have our hands shoulder width distance apart, and our knees are hip width distance apart as well. So the hips are over the knees, and you can have a tuck in the toes here. And we're just going to take a few cat-cows just to awaken the spine. Slight bend in the elbows, drop the belly, eye gaze to sky, or eyes closed. Exhale, hollow out the rib cage. Let's go for another 3. In your own time, just allowing the heart rate to settle. Last one. And then meeting back in our neutral. So in our 4-point kneel, our neck is always in line with the spine as well. So we're going to come into our bird dog exercise. So we're going to extend the right leg first. So those right toes are dialing down, making sure our hips are square to the mat, pushing the earth away. And once you feel stable here, you can start to extend that opposite hand. So this is your bird dog shape. So we're going to hold here for the count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. So we're going to keep adding on now. So we're going to go through our bird dog into a tiger curl, and then we're going to add on from there. So set yourself up, right leg extends. Once you feel stable, extend the left. And from here we are going to tiger curl that right knee to left elbow. Drawing forward, working in opposition once again, making sure that neck is in line with the spine. We've got another 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2. We're going to hold in our bird dog. And from here we're going to go into a contralateral position. So if those of you at home, which I'm sure you're unfamiliar with that term, because I feel like Sharon's like, what? We are going to circle sweep, like we're painting a circle. So taking that left hand out, lateral position, and that right leg will come into that lateral position as well. And then we'll draw it back into our bird dog. Let's go for 8. And go as slow as you need to. You need to readjust at any time. This is more about the stability of the core, the pelvis. Focus. Last 6. 5. 4. Last 3. 2. Last 1, and we'll meet back in our bird dog. And we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop. Let's come into a quick child's pose. So we'll come into a closed knee child's pose. So just taking the forehead to the mat. Those hands will come by your sides, drawing those fingertips to the back of the room. Just catch your breath here. I know I need to. And just massage the forehead from side to side if that feels good. Okay, so we've got to do that all over again on the other side. So set up the 4-point kneel. And remember guys, the second side always goes quicker than the first because we know where we're going. So there's a bit of sweet relief there. So set up your foundation first in your 4-point kneel. And make sure that you are practicing your Pilates breath. It's easy to hold your breath when we are exhausting ourselves and when we're trying to think of too many different things at once. I know I'm guilty of this. So inhale through the nose. Exhale through pursed lips. Okay, let's extend that left leg this time. Dialing those toes down, squaring the hips. And when you feel stable, take that right hand to reach out in front of you. And let's hold here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll go straight into our tiger curls now. So taking that right elbow to left knee. And release. We've got another 7, 6, 5, really energetically pulling the hand and the foot away from one another. Last 3, 2, and let's hold in our bird dog, getting ready for our contralateral circle sweep. So taking that right hand by our sides. Sharon and I are trying not to hit each other here. Coming back to the middle position. We've got 7. Keep flexion in that foot if you can. That'll keep you nice and balanced. You might need to shift forward. Last 6. Whoop. Nothing's going to disturb our concentration. Last 4. And remember guys, everyone's got a different range of motion here. So just go to your edge, your challenge point. We've got our last 2. Last 1. And let's meet back in our neutral 4-point kneel, quick child's pose. Okay guys, one more breath here and we're going to meet back in a 4-point kneel. One last exercise before we get into a different movement. So we're going to extend the left leg this time, dialing those toes down. And it's a simple movement, lift and lower. So we're going to tap the toes to the mat and then slowly bring them back up so the hip is in line with the ankle, and then lower down. Making sure we're still pushing the earth away, pulling the navel towards the spine. Neck is an extension of the spine. We've got another 6, 5, 4, and remember everything else is stationary except for that left leg. Last 2. Last 1, hold at the top, point the toes, and we are going to paint over our right foot. So it's going to be in an arch-like position. Hip disassociation here. So once again, everything else is isometric, which means it's not moving. Let's go for another 6. 5, 4, whew, I can feel it in that glute med, that's for sure. Last 2, last 1, and come back to your 4-point kneel. Let's go straight over to the other side. Right leg extends, lift and lower. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top, point the toes, and we will rainbow over that left foot. For 8, 7, and if you need a little bit of a bend in the elbows here so we're not locking out those elbow joints, please feel free to do so. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to neutral. And you can take a quick child's pose here if you need to. Otherwise, we are going to shoot the tailbone to sky, coming into a pike position, also known as downward facing dog. So our feet are hip width distance and our hands are shoulder width distance. So you should be in the correct alignment from your 4-point kneel. Let's just take 3 breaths here. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Okay, let's shimmy that left foot towards the right big toe, and we'll take that right leg to sky. So we're in a 3-legged dog position, and we'll tiger curl that knee into chest, and we'll shift the shoulders just over the wrists, and we'll hover the shin off the mat. Exhale, inhale, knee to chest. Exhale, shin hovers just off the mat. Let's go for 2 more like this. Inhale, exhale. Keep the neck nice and long. And on the next one, we're going to drop the shin all the way down, and we're going to come into a modified side plank. So that back foot, so the top foot, is parallel to the back of the mat, stabilizing through the right hand, and the left hand comes to sky. So you can stay here. It might help you to keep stable by taking the eye gaze to the right hand, or if you'd like to challenge yourself, take the eye gaze to the left fingertips. Hold here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take that left hand down. We'll just place it on our left hip, and we're just going to shimmy that right shin so that shin is facing parallel to the top of the mat. And we're in gate pose now. So just make sure you're nice and set up. We're just going to take a nice little juicy oblique side stretch here. So place that left hand on your left thigh and take that right hand up overhead. Maybe spinning the eye gaze just over that right armpit, really feeling that nice extension through the side body. Can you melt a little bit deeper, anchoring down through that left foot? And on the exhale, we'll slowly come back up. Let's take 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, release. Now we'll take both hands up overhead. And we're going to do that same action of tilting over to our left hand side. So it's almost like we're holding a beach ball here. And we're going to hold for 1 breath. And on the exhale, come up through center. We've got 8. 7. 6. 5. I love Sharon's breathing. 3 to go. And on the last one, we are going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw those knuckles to chest, release the hands, and we'll come through back to our 4-point kneel. Let's take another child's pose. Forehead to mat, not here for long. Just a moment to catch your breath. And when you're ready, taking your hands out in front of you and preparing for your pike position. And let's stay here for 3 breaths. Last breath. And we'll shimmy the right foot towards the left big toe this time. And coming into a 3-legged dog-like position. And we know where we're going now. On the inhale, we tiger curl that knee into chest, shifting the shoulders ever so slightly in front of our wrist crease. Knee to chest, hover the shin just above the mat. Let's go for 4 rounds. Inhale, exhale. Another 3. Pushing the earth away. Last 2. Last one, and we'll drop that shin down, and that back foot comes parallel, setting up for our side plank position. So we want to make sure that our shoulder is over our wrist. And once again, if your eye gaze goes to the fingertips, that's a little bit more of a challenge, but you can always take the eye gaze to the mat or to that left hand, just to feel a little bit more balanced. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take that right hand to hip, setting up for gate pose now. So take your time to position yourself. Okay, inhale breath, exhale through the mouth, and let's take that right hand to our right leg, side stretch, 2 rounds here. Spinning that eye gaze underneath that left armpit, or feel free to close down the eyes. Come back through center. Pause for the inhale. Exhale. And I always encourage in these poses to take as much time as you need that feels good if you do have the time at home. One side is always a little bit more stiff, a little bit more stuck than the other. Exhale, release. And let's take both hands up overhead like we're holding that imaginary beach ball. And then on the inhale, we begin to tilt over to the right hand side. Exhale, release. We've got another 7 to go. Eye gaze stays forward and chin is parallel to the earth. Last 5. Last 3. Last 2. And when we reach our last one, we are going to hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knuckles to chest. Drop the hands by your sides. Take a moment. And then slowly come into your 4-point kneel. Another child's pose here if you need it. One more breath. All right, guys. Let's take those hands out in front of us once again. This time we're coming into a full high plank, so extending both those legs out long. And if you do need to modify this and come to your knees, that's completely fine. Shifting those heels back, neck is still in line with the spine, pushing the earth away. And we're going to hold here for the count of 16. 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1, and we're going to go straight into mountain climbers from here. So we'll take that right knee to left elbow and then opposite side. And you can take this as slow or as quick as you'd like. We're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Meet back in your high plank, hold. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's shift those heels over to the right hand side. So we're in a side plank now, and you can always drop the bottom knee if you need to modify, or if you're in the full variation. We're going to hold here for the count of 8, and then from there we're going to move into a circle sweep motion with the hands. Let's hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the hand up overhead. Inhale, exhale to come back up. We're here for another 7, 6, really pulling up from that waistband. That's where all the work is. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, come down to your knees. Take a moment. You might want to take the arms out extended in front of you and coming high up on the finger pads here. Active child's pose. One more breath. And we've got to do that all over again. Oh, I'm hating myself right now, just so you know. All right, let's set up for our high plank position. Remember, you can modify here if you need to. And we're holding for 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, last one. And let's begin to shift over into our side plank. So this time the heels draw over to the left hand side, and you can come down on that bottom knee if you need to. Okay, let's take that eye gaze to fingertips if you can. We're here for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, take that hand up overhead. Exhale, circle sweep. Inhale, we've got another 6, 5, 4, 3. You've got this. Last 2. A last 1. And come back through your high plank, drop the knees, and just come to sit on your heels. And just place those hands in your lap. If you'd like to close down the eyes, please feel free. The good news is that we're on our backs for the rest of the practice. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch my breath here. And when you're ready, crack open the eyes if they're not so already, and just shift over to one side, spinning the legs out in front of you. And we'll come into a bridge setup. We'll do a few hip rolls here. So once again, the feet are hip width distance. So we want to make sure we're able to scrape those heels as always in this bridge-like position. And we're just going to go through a round of 8 hip rolls. So it's a really nice, slow and controlled movement. I want you to visualize you're peeling a sticker up off the mat for this spinal articulation. So on the in-breath, we slowly begin to rise, hips to sky, so the hips are in line with the knees. And hold here, drawing the inner seams of your tights in towards one another. Exhale, release. And let's go for 7 in your own time. You want about a plum width distance between your chest and your chin here as well. Making sure both feet are anchored down. And you're more than welcome to add on at home if you would like to take your arms up overhead, if that feels nice. Let's go for another 3. Last 2. And last one, we're going to hold at the top, drawing those shoulder blades in towards one another, and we are going to pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. Extend that right leg to sky, pointing the toes, anchoring down through that left foot. And on the exhale, flex the foot to come down. Point to rise. And we've got 7 to go. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top, still lifting those hips. You can do this. And let's pulse for 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and 1. Release. Hug those knees to chest if you need to. Take a moment. Just massaging the base of the tailbone to the mat. One more breath. And you know we've got to even ourselves up. All right, guys, let's set ourselves up. The sooner we do this, the better, really. I feel like Sharon's going to kill me at the end of this. We haven't even done abs yet, the abdabbers. Oh, God. She's like, more Pilates. We've got to do more Pilates. I'm bringing the goods. Stop buying time, my love. Okay, let's go for 8 hip rolls here. Inhale. You can go a little bit faster at home if you need to. Just remember, it's all about form. I want you to try and position the sacrum, so that's the base of the tailbone, to the same place on the mat each time if you can. We've got another 5. Last 3. Last one, we'll hold at the top and we pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend that left leg to sky, point the toes, stabilize through the right foot. Inhale and exhale, flex that toe, or that foot I should say. Lower, point to lift. We've got 7, 6. Nice and controlled. Slow work is hard work. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Meeting with our toes pointed to sky, and we pulse for 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and 1. Release. Hug those knees into chest if you need to. Maybe take a little egg of the universe, taking the forehead to the knees. And let's finish off with the bang, guys. Get the abs involved a little bit more. So we're going to come into the bridge position again, but I want you to walk the feet. So as always, I want you to scrape your heels, but this time I don't. I want you to not be able to reach them. And we're just going to start by placing the hands to the thighs, and it's just simple chest lifts here. So reaching the heart space towards the knees. So we're going to go for 16. So it's a simple movement. Up, down. We've got another 15. 14. See if you can go a little higher each time. 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. Last 4. 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top, energetically pulling those fingertips towards the front of the room for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. All right, so we're going to do a couple of exercises from the Pilates Power of 5. We're not going to do them all because I feel like I've tortured you guys enough. So we're going to go into single leg extension. So we're going to take our legs in tabletop so the knees are over the hips. And once again, you can work with 2 variations. So the first variation, which is a little bit easier, is to lift the shoulder blades and clasp the front of the right knee with the hands and simply extend one leg and then clasp the opposite knee, like so. If you want a little bit more, you can take the hands to the crown of the head and then do the same motion. We've got 16, 15, 14, 13, pulling that belly button away from the waistband for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, wide through those elbows, last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, 2 more exercises and then we're done. Double leg extension. So if you have watched our Power of 5 core video previously, you can take the hands underneath the sacrum if you have lower back issues. So I'm going to do that because unfortunately I'm still dealing with sciatica. Feels like it's been a long road, but we're going to take those knees to tabletop. Once again, just to set ourselves up. And if you're happy here, that's completely fine. And you can do your double leg lift lowers like so, or if you want to take the toes to sky and peel the shoulder blades up off the earth. We're going to flex those feet, and on the inhale, we lower. Point, exhale. Remember, we always exhale on exertion. We've got 15, 14, 13, 12. Can you go a little bit higher? You've got this. 9, 8, 7, 6, last 5, last 4. Go to your challenge point. This is it. Last 2. Last 1. Drop those legs. Remove your hands if they were under your lower back. All right. We're just going to end with scissor kicks, and then we'll do a nice little back extension, and then we're done for the day. All right, let's point those toes to sky. Take those hands up behind the crown of the head and leading with the right leg, scissor kicks for 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, last 3, 2, 1, knees to chest. Stay for a breath. And you might want to take a few rock and rolls. And however you'd like to get there, we're going to meet in a prone position on our bellies. And we're just going to cross the forearms over one another here, so genie arms. So we're in a crocodile-like position. And just rest the forehead to the top of the hands for a moment, drawing the heels towards one another, internal rotation. Take a few deep belly breaths here. And on the next exhale, slide your hands by your sides in a cactus-like shape, drawing the forehead down. And to begin with, we're just going to start with a slight lift of the navel, bringing the hands with us, keeping the feet connected to the ground. Exhale, release. Let's go for 5. 4. Anchoring down through the hip bones, the pubic bone. Last 2. Last 1, hold at the top. This time lift the legs. You might want to extend the hands out long. And let's finish off with swimmer kicks. So just like the name suggests, like we're doing a bit of swimming for 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Catch your breath. And take those hands to the base of the rib cage, hugging the elbows in. Gently push yourself up into a seated position, coming to a cross-legged seat or whatever feels comfortable for you. And we'll just end the practice the way we started, with a simple side stretch. So let's just anchor down that right hand, taking the left hand up overhead. And this should feel nice and juicy and perhaps a little different to how we started. So we've moved the body a lot, stretched out the body. Catch the breath here. Come up through center, opposite side. And let's just do one more round. Just be nice and fluid in the movement. And slowly coming back up to neutral, to our starting position. And there you have it, guys. That is our Pilates sesh for the day. And it is a burner, but we have worked through a lot of muscles of the body today. So we hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And save me. All right, guys, we'll see you on the mat soon. Have an amazing day.